Do you see all the bees? There's like so many bees in here. I need to start being careful. If you keep watching enough videos, I may get stung in the process of reading the comments, huh? Alright, so I made a video on Friday called What If I Don't Actually Go Bald? And Maxwell Smart left a comment that is worth making a video about for sure. By the way, Maxwell Smart, you're 55 years old. Is that what I read in the comments? So you're almost 2 decades older than me. I would have never have known that. I was thinking you were a couple years older than me, if anything, based on the tiny little thumbnail I see. 55, that doesn't sound right in my head. That's amazing that you're, because in my mind you're just so much younger. Okay, this is what Maxwell Smart said. Quote, I think you need to start working on a plan B. Hair loss can start and stop. You have only spoken of losing your hair by age 40. Plan B would be rethinking the buzzing and instead keeping hair. I think you might have a good crop of hair until you're telling your hair loss stories to your great grandkids. Plan B, Nick. Plan B. End quote. All right. Well, let me try to process this thought. You know, the very beginning of me processing the thought that I might not go bald really probably was on Friday when I made that video. And it is true that what I've consistently been saying is I will, because what I've kind of seen happen with my dad is every decade that progressed, he went to a new Norwood stage, you know, that matched up with his age. So, and if anything, I might be a couple years behind him, but the chances of me going Norwood 4 in the next 4 years is quite likely. Let's just remember that I was, I was Norwood 1 up until about 18. And then by the time I was in my 20s, it became obvious to me that I was Norwood 2. And then when I turned 30, it was very obvious that I was Norwood 3, as I saw the thinning here, and instead of having the V, I had the N. So, I mean, I have every reason to believe that I'm going to be Norwood 4 in 4 years at age 40. And in addition to that, that's pretty much the progression that happened to my dad. So that's all I'm expecting to happen. But at the same time, I do recognize that hair loss can start and stop. And I do recognize there is the weird chance that I could actually still have hair after 40. And when I say hair after 40, what I'm saying personally is I should reword it to say I have to remind myself of the possibility I could still be Norwood 3 at age 40. That's what I should say. To be Norwood 3, to remain Norwood 3 at age 40. Naturally, not stopping my hair loss unless this, and remember, I'm still faithfully doing the pumpkin seed oil and the rosemary oil, all the oils I'm still doing. You know, that'll end at end of next month actually, so I'm, 4 months into this here, which I guess I should make a new video on. I haven't done that in a while. So, but anyway, what if I'm still Norwood 3 into my 40s? It's hard for me to imagine. And even then, even if I was still Norwood 3 by 40, what about time 45 or age 50? What? Because for me, that's the thing. It's how do you define being bald? You know, for me, being bald, essentially for me, that means Norwood 4 and beyond, because that means you've only got the island here. And then it's definitely like kind of bald in between this right here. And then there's going to be more thinning. To me, that's bald. That's bald enough for me to shave or buzz my head. For me. For a lot of people, Norwood 4 wouldn't be bald. It would be experiencing hair loss. Just for me, though, Norwood 4 is personally time for me to cut my losses. I think, it's definitely a lot of men continue on through Norwood 4 and make the best of their hair. I think the lead singer of the Shins, I think his name is like James Mercer, I think he's a Norwood 4, and he continues to keep hair, and it works. But just for me, so when I say bald, I'm saying Norwood 4. Again, a lot of people wouldn't classify that as bald because you've still got hair on top. But when it's just obviously, it's a more obvious stage of balding. And that's why I would rather, man, this is hard for me to answer. Well, no, it's not. It's pretty simple, actually. It's hard for me to imagine not being Norwood 4 at 40 and beyond. That's what's hard. I guess what's easy is to say that if I'm Norwood 3 and I haven't experienced much more major thinning by that time, then I'll probably continue to do the hairstyle that I'm planning to do next. While I'm sure there's a lot of people watching who would like to see me say that I'll keep this hairstyle for the next haircut, I don't know that I will. I think I actually want to go shorter. I want to test the limits to see how short I can go without exposing how thin my hair is, really. Man, this is so... Okay, what would I do? Yeah, that's probably what I would do. I would probably just keep that hairstyle of probably like 2 on the sides works good for me. Probably 1.5 inches on top. That's what I plan my next hairstyle to be, which is kind of the standard for me, what I always fall back on in between hairstyles. And I would obviously too, I would buzz it off too in between having that haircut, because I really do honestly enjoy having a buzz cut. It's just that I feel that like I'm cashing in all my chips too early if I just start continually buzzing my hair now, because I've still got enough hair to do something with. But to answer your question, that's what I would do. That's my plan B. That's my plan B. But remember, these videos are unrehearsed. I don't think about these things. It's important for you to hear that psychology come out of me, that therapy session. It's important for you to hear that naturally come out of me without any editing. So that's my answer. That's my plan B.